How to turn $100 a month into $10,000 a month. Strategy for beginners. You clicked on this video thinking you would learn how to go from $100 a month to $10,000 a month. Perfect. But let's get one thing straight. There is no magic button, and anyone who sells you one is selling you a fantasy. What does exist is a realistic, measurable, and repeatable path that almost no one follows because they confuse earning more with working harder. In this video, I'll show you a 4-step system based on expertise and reinvestment. And at the end, I'll reveal the turning point that separates those who stay at 500 from those who actually reach 10,000. Let's start with the most uncomfortable truth. $100 a month does not turn into $10,000 because you save it. It turns into that because you create value and learn to distribute it on a large scale. This video is not an invitation to invest in the stock market with excessive risk, nor is it a promise of returns. It is a system for building income and capacity using personal finance and business as a discipline. Here are the 4 stages. I will explain them in a specific order because I want you to understand the destination first, then the route. Stage 2, the bottleneck stage. Stage 3, the multiplier stage. Stage 4, the acceleration stage. And finally, stage 1, the foundation. Let's start with stage 2 because that's where almost everyone crashes. Stage 2, the bottleneck. From $500 to $2,000 per month. Imagine you've managed to make your first $100 to $300 per month. Odd jobs, an online service, maybe an affiliate program, maybe a digital micro product. Then, with consistency, you reach $500. This is where the strange thing happens. Instead of feeling free, you feel stuck. Why? Because you've entered the phase where the problem is not, can I earn, but can I grow without destroying myself? This is where most people make the mistake that dooms them. They take that $500 to $700 bonus, they spend it, they consume it, and they start from scratch every month. The strategy, however, is the opposite. You have to use that income as fuel, not to live better today, to live better in 12 months' time. At this stage, there is only one goal, to increase your monthly production capacity through smart reinvestment. It is no coincidence that it's called finance, deciding where the money goes. You reinvest between 50 and 70% of your monthly profit in 3 categories, which I call the 3 multipliers. First multiplier, automation. Anything that steals hours without adding value. Emails, appointments, repetitive editing, administration. Beginner solution, tools and processes. Software, a template, a part-time virtual assistant, or a set of procedures. The goal is to recover 10 hours per month. Those 10 hours are not rest, they are customer acquisition or asset creation. Second multiplier, amplification. If your problem is that you don't have enough customers, amplify. Portfolio website, optimized profile, small ads, strategic content. You don't need to spend a lot. You need to measure. Even $100 to $200 per month can change everything if you know what you're doing. Third multiplier, acquisition of high-value skills. If you sell a $20 skill today, you need to learn a $200 skill. There's no way around it. In finance, this is the rule. Increase your hourly value before you increase your hours. And here comes the key concept, the reinvestment multiplier. If you earn $500 and reinvest $350, you're left with $150. Yes, it's inconvenient, but if that reinvestment increases your capacity by 15 to 30%, in a few months, you're no longer at 500. You'll be at 800, then 1200, then 1800. Not because you've become a genius, because you've removed friction and increased leverage. This phase typically lasts 4 to 8 months for those starting from scratch. The reason almost everyone gives up is simple. They want the final benefits without going through the compression period. If you want the most important part, stay with me. In a moment, I'll show you the precise reinvestment that really unlocks phase 3.
Before we move on, let me understand where you are. Leave a like, subscribe, and write in the comments what your bottleneck is right now. Time, customers, or skills. Now let's move on to the phase that separates those who work from those who build.
Step 3. The multiplier from $2,000 to $5,000 per month. Here's what happens. You start earning money, but you feel like you've hit a ceiling. You don't have enough hours in the day. And this is the first time you understand the most important truth about personal finance. If your income depends solely on time, you will always have a limit. So in phase 3, you have to make a choice. You have two paths. Path A, productize the service. Take what you do and turn it into a standardized, replicable offering with faster delivery and better margins. Examples: packages, templates, audits, structured coaching, monthly subscriptions. Path B, create a financial or digital asset. Here, asset does not necessarily mean shares. It means something that sells even when you are not there. A course, an ebook, a digital product, a membership, a monetizing channel, a newsletter, a structured affiliate system. The key is this. In phase 3, you are not looking for more customers. You are building a second track that grows while the first one pays your bills. And now I'll give you a practical principle. 70-30. 70% of your income continues to come from the service. 30% of your time and part of your profit goes towards building the asset. Most people fail here because they do the opposite. They try to build the asset when they have no cash. The result? Stress, zero consistency, and a step backwards. If you get past this stage, growth takes on a different form. And now we come to the turning point. But to understand why, you need to see what happens when you accelerate.
Stage 4. Acceleration. From $5,000 to $10,000 per month. This is the stage where you stop being the executor and become the manager of the system. And here come 3 real financial levers: team, data, premium offer. Team. Delegate delivery. If you do everything yourself, you are a living bottleneck. In phase 4, you hire or collaborate, not necessarily employees, freelancers, contractors, specialists. Goal: free up your time from activities that do not require you. Data: double what works. Instead of coming up with new ideas every week, do what investors do. Look at the numbers. Which channel brings in the most customers? Which offer converts the most? Which content generates the most requests? Then increase your resources on that, not based on feelings, based on evidence. Premium offer. Increase the average value. This is where the leap happens. You don't need 1,000 customers. You need 10 to 20 right sales. Premium consulting, a complete package, an intensive program, a done-for-you solution. And here we are, the turning point. The difference between those who reach 10,000 and those who stay at 3,000 is that the former stop thinking like workers and start thinking like capital allocators, even if the capital is small. In other words, they don't ask, how much can I earn this month? They ask, where do I put my money and time so that in 6 months' time, the month is worth twice as much? Now everything is clear, and we can finally see phase 1, the one where you really start.
Step 1. Foundation. From $100 to $500 per month. This is the step that everyone underestimates because it seems small. In reality, it is the most important. It serves to verify demand. Your goal is not to do everything. It is to do one simple thing. Choose a monetizable skill in the finance niche in a practical way. Beginner examples: budget management, Excel spreadsheets for expenses, basic advice on debt and savings, content editing for finance creators, newsletter management, creation of expense tracking templates, Notion/Sheets automations. Find 2 to 5 people who will pay.
not followers, paying customers. Even $50 to $150 per customer. The goal is to validate. Track the numbers. How long does it take you? How much do they pay you? What requests come back? This data becomes your roadmap for the next steps. Now let's recap the entire system with a realistic sequence. Months 1 to 3, build skills plus close first clients, 100 to 500 per month. Months 4 to 10, reinvest to increase capacity, 500 to 2,000 per month. Months 11 to 18, build assets or product, 2,000 to 5,000 per month. Months 19 to 24, team plus scaling plus premium, 5,000 to 10,000 per month. And yes, it's an 18 to 24 month journey. That's what makes it real, because the game isn't get rich quick. It's about building something that doesn't collapse at the first hurdle. So, if you really want to get to $10,000 per month, don't look for a secret. Follow the steps, reinvest when it's uncomfortable, and build a system that grows faster than your time. If this video has given you a different perspective, the journey continues here. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next practical guides. Thank you for coming this far. See you next time.